Welcome to Find Reference 2, your ultimate solution for cleaning up projects, optimizing build sizes, and enhancing modularity. Click on Asset Store, select My Asset. Search for Find Reference. Click Import to Project. Click Import again and wait for Unity to finish compiling and reloading the assembly. Go to the Windows menu. Select Find Reference 2. Find Reference 2 will need to scan your project once to collect all the references and save them in the cache. After that, all reference lookups will happen instantly. Click Scan. Depending on your project's size, this process may take a few seconds to a minute. Now let me show you a standout feature of Find Reference 2, the usage count for every asset in the project panel. Open Art, Materials, Atlas Materials. Notice the little number in front of the assets? That's the usage count, indicating that those materials are in use. The tiling ground material has no number in front of it, so it's not being used. Now, select a material and take a look at the Find Reference 2 panel. We can see that the shader graphs test grass material using a shader graph and two textures directly. In the bottom right corner, there's a grouping function that lets you change how the dependent assets are grouped. By default, they're grouped by dependency, direct versus indirect, but you can also group by depth, type, or extension. That's all for asset usage. Let's switch to the Used By tab, which shows all the assets that are using our selected material. In the Scene section, we can see that our material is being used by many meshes in the scene. We can click on each of them to identify those objects. Click the lock icon in the top left corner to lock the selection so it won't change when selecting other objects. Ping again and select the game object. Double-click to zoom in. We can see that the Mesh Renderer component is using our material. When we are done with scene references, we can hide the section by clicking the Scene icon button on the top right corner. And here are all the assets that are using our material. Click the asset icon will ping the asset in the project panel. Once again, we can group by depth. There are now multiple levels of dependencies. Click on the right half of the asset will bring up the Asset Detail section, which shows exactly how an asset is being referenced. In this case, the material was used by the model, and the model was used by a prefab variant named Scattergrass04. Another example, the demo scene was included here at level 4 because it uses the vegetation scatter, which uses the Scattergrass06, all the way up to the material we selected before Shader Graph's test grass. Now, as we are done with asset reference detail, we can hide the section by clicking on the button here. If we ever lose our selection, just click the select icon to toggle the selection section. At the bottom of the selection panel, there's a history of recent selections that were added automatically on lock. Click on any item to quickly switch back to the previously selected ones. Right-click on a number to delete unwanted history from the list. So that's how Find Reference 2 works, at a very fundamental level. More advanced use cases and workflow will be explained in detail in another video. Thanks a lot for your interest in Find Reference 2. If you have any questions or feature requests, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be more than happy to help.